Hey, welcome guys. This is ArMin and we are here with the fourth part of C Sharp tutorial, and we want to talk about C Sharp conditions and with other words, if and else statements. Uh, and, uh, uh, and with other words, this is a really important part of any programming language, uh, and this is it. This is exactly like Java. C Sharp is like Java, and these are conditions. I'm using the word if it has just a fixed syntax. For that thing, let's switch back to our program. Um, what I want to say, I want to remove this. I want to say here. For example, I have here integer int1 is equal to, I have here integer number of, for example, 20. I have here integer 2 number of, for example, 17. Okay, and now I want to say if, and now here is our condition. I want to say you know about operators that we talked in the last chapter, and I say here if 1 is smaller than, is greater than 2. I say if this one is greater than this one, number 2, what you going to do for me? Just some simple thing, console dot write line, for example, 1 is greater. Okay, like that. And let's now run that. Okay, and say 1 is greater. And now if I am doing like this, I want to ask if 1 is smaller than 2, what I get? Nothing. It's just some nothing happened, because we say here if that is greater than other one. Okay, and now here I say here else if I'm right of else, I say here if 1 is greater than 2, is 1 is greater, else console.write line 2 is greater, like this, doing this, like that. Okay, and now see, you say 1 is greater. Okay, and now let's undo this, and you say else 2 is greater. Okay, but now here okay, now we control if is that, do this one, else do something else. But if we have here conditions, more conditions than 2, for example, I say here I'm going to remove one of them. I say here, okay, I have here one integer, and you say, for example, 1. Okay, I have an integer of 1, and I say here if 1 is greater than, for example, 10. Okay, this is it. If 1 is greater than 10, 1 is 20. This is true condition, but I want to say if 1 is greater than 10 or smaller than 10, you say good, for example, smaller than 10. Okay, We have smaller than 10. We have other things. I say else if, okay, because we have more condition than two. I say here if else if okay. I say here else else if what is your condition? I say here if 1 is smaller than 20, okay, or smaller than like this 21 20. Here I say here smaller than smaller than 20, okay. Else, imagine you have 10 conditions. You say else if, and you go further till you get covered all of your conditions. I say here else, when you finish with all that else if, and finally I say finally for example good night, okay, like this. You see, this is really clear what it does. It's really similar to all other programming language. We have here if, else if, and finally else. And this else if it depends to your conditions. How many conditions you have, you are going to use them, okay. But I want to say something else, okay. We have some other conditions. If I'm coming back, when I have here if and else, only if and else, nothing that. I say here int 1 20. I say here string test is equal to I want to say, okay, I have here a string, and that string is like this. I want to say my variable is 1. If 1 is smaller than 18, you say good morning, okay. See, if 1 is smaller than 80, say good morning. Otherwise else good evening. Console dot write line test, okay. I'm now run this. I say a good evening, and I say here 22. It say good morning. It's just ternary or something like that. I don't know. Let's check. C# ternary if else. I don't know. I forget that. Let's do it. Oh yeah, exactly. It's like Java. You see? You say if the number modulo 2 is 0, is even, otherwise exact like here. This is ternary operator. You do if else statement in a line, okay? And let's see, or I have something more to add to this, and this is really okay. But you see, with other word, you can control your lines. Here you see, here else if, here I say here, for example, else if 1, I don't know, you tell me, 1 like this, like that, console dot write line, for example, blah. Okay, and you can do it just further. This is just a standard thing, and it's exact in Java and all other programming language, Visual Basic, It's also like Visual Basic, just C++, C, it's just the same. Okay. Uh, this was for now if else statement and else if, and I see you in the next part. Have a nice day, guys.